Hey everyone, it's patch 3.22 Ancestor, and I want to talk about how to make a lot of money in the first week of the season. Today we're going to be talking about an Allie patented moneymaker. This is my bread and butter. This is what I'm known for, and this is probably my single best strategy to date that's held over the past year as a super solid strategy that's basically never failed anyone. I've had quite a lot of people tell me, hey Allie, I've gotten my first head hunter or my first mage blood with this strategy. And it's time to show you how you can get yours as well if you've never gotten one, or if you've gotten one before, how to get yours this season. So first thing to mention is what we're going to be doing. We are going to be doing low tier mapping with essences and beasts. This is a strategy that is foolproof. There's no RNG involved in it, and you're always making money every single map. It's a very consistent and very easy strategy to do. This season, it was confirmed that essences will be on the map device, which is going to be very important, as if this is not here, the total value of our essences is going to go down by 50% or so, as the essence option is where we get the bulk of our essences. The other thing to mention is the Atlas tree is changing a little bit, and unfortunately, PoE Planner is not updated for this. In the description, I will update the PoE Planner link as soon as it does get updated, and I can guarantee you it will be updated by league start. So make sure you check either on league start itself or a few days prior for the actual tree as soon as we get the data for PoE Planner to be updated itself. The things that we really care about here and the changes that are going to affect us are going to be some of the nodes moving around. For example, over here on the left, down the right, shaping the mountains and shaping the skies is moving over to the gateway. The other change is that the essence node will be moving from red to start over to here by the Beyond and the Delirium node. Otherwise, there are no changes to the Atlas tree that affect us at all. And realistically, none of these changes matter. So here's what the tree would look like at the start of a season currently. It looks pretty nice. It's very min-maxed and it costs 83 points. Now, this is what the new tree would look like. It's 85 points, which is only 2 more. So realistically, nothing changes for us. The way I want to talk about this tree is from a day one perspective. I'm going to assume that you are going to do this strategy as your first strategy of the season. And I'm going to walk you through 1, how to progress through maps to get to 85 points ASAP, and 2, how to actually pick up all these points to be able to progress even faster. So first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to path through the left side, and we're going to be ignoring these bestiary duplication chances. These are not important, and we'll be picking these up right at the end. But what we want to do is we want to rush up here to the gateway, and shaping the mountains will be moved right next to it. And we're going to be picking that up ASAP. And then we're going to be taking the gateway to the other side and picking up shaping the skies, which will also be moving right here, right next to it. These will give you a lot of your map sustain, and these are going to make you progress really fast. Then we're going to want to go up the left side over here to the middle, and we're going to be picking up the left side of the Kirak wheel, which is going to give us increased chance for Kirak missions. And we're going to be picking up all of the maps have a chance to be dropped higher over here. Now, shaping the valleys and shaping the seas is going to be removed, as we can see. And there's going to be 2 keystones in place instead in the purple. I don't know if either of these keystones will be good, but we're going to hope that they're going to be good. If not, we're just picking up the 3 small nodes right before it. With all of this, we will be able to progress through the Atlas super quick. What you're going to be doing in terms of your strategy to get all of your map completion done is really simple. You just simply go to Kirak as soon as you kill Kataba, open up a shop and buy every single map that you don't have completion for. Don't buy duplicates. So if he offers 2 of one map, don't bother. You just need 1 copy. And then you're going to go and run every single map that you do not have completion for. While you do those few maps, more new maps are going to drop. You're going to also run all of those for completion. And you're never going to do a map that you already have completion for. You always want to be doing a new map. When you run out of new maps to do, just go to Kirak, start a Kirak mission, and pick a map that you haven't done before to also get completion on it. Afterwards, simply just go to Kirak, open up his shop, and buy new maps. His shop will be reset, and hopefully the majority of those maps will also be new. You're just going to simply rinse and repeat and do the same thing again. We're going to run all those maps. Once you run out, do your Kirak mission, and then buy more from his shop. It's actually the way to get to tier 16 the fastest, and it's what most people do who are rushing for tier 16. With that in mind, once you have all these points, we are going to start picking up the points that are going to make us money. First thing that we're going to do is go down here and pick up Prolific Essence. This is going to give us an essence per map, but it's not going to really do much for us. It's not going to be very impactful or make us much money. But that's going to set up for going over to the middle of the tree and pick up Amplified Energies. This means that all essences in our maps are going to be a tier higher, So we'll never see the garbage essences, and we'll be able to see shrieking essences, which are going to synergize with crystal resonance, making it so if a shrieking essence is on a essence monster, it will duplicate the essence monster, meaning double essences. When you're here, you're going to pick up both the left and the right side. The right side is going to allow you to start stacking remnants of corruption, which are going to be important for making more money later on. And the left side is going to give us a chance for additional essences, which is always a good stat. And it's always going to give us more money, especially since we're going to duplicate that extra essence. Next up, we're going to be picking up Crystal Lattice. Now, Crystal Lattice is moving from over here to right here between the Beyond and the Delirium node. This point right here is accounted for by picking up this point here, which we'll not need for later. So it's still 85 points. What this is going to do is you're going to have 15% chance to just make a raid boss of a essence. When this procs, and if you get a shrieking essence on it, you're just going to get like 20 essences, which is going to be great. And you just make a few chaos off of just one monster. After that, we're going to keep progressing, and it's time for us to pick up the Beastiary nodes. Now, these nodes are not going to make us much money because Beastiary is going to absolutely suck if you are doing any map above a tier 4. That's okay. We just need to pick them up. Then we can start the strategy. You can pick these up in any order you want. Doesn't really matter, but we just want to make sure we pick up Great Migration, Hunt for Creation, Natural Selection, and Big Game, as well as the 2 small duplication chance nodes right at the start of the tree. The one thing to mention is you do not want to pick up any of the other hunts. If you do, you will actively be ruining the strategy and actively be making yourself make less money per map. We also want to pick up all of these small nodes here because they're going to be really strong. The main interaction that we're looking for out of Beastiary is for Great Migration to proc, which just removes monsters from your maps and adds beasts instead, and then to have a Big Game proc on top of it, which is then going to turn all those random yellow beasts into red beasts. This means if both proc together, you could have a map that has 20 to 30 red beasts on it, which is really, really insane and will most likely generate you a few divines. That's all for the tree. Let's talk about the setup and the way we're going to be doing these maps. So the first thing to mention is the atlas itself. You're going to want to take every single void stone out of your map. You do not want to run void stones because if you do that, as soon as you add even one void stone, the tier 1 maps will turn to tier 4 maps. And if the tier 1 maps are not good, if they're not good layouts, you are going to be bricking yourself. So the main mechanic we're looking for here is the way beasts spawn. Beasts are in level brackets with the quote unquote better beasts only spawning in higher tier maps. Now, currently, if you look at the beast economy, all the beasts suck except for 2, Plagued Arachnids and Shreaking Chimeras. These are the 2 beasts that are currently used for high-end mirror tier crafting and are the only things that are worth more than about 5 chaos or so. And the nice thing about these 2 beasts is they only spawn in the lower tier bracket. You could get them in tier 16 maps, but you don't need to do tier 16 maps to see them. And if you do that, that means you'll get the medium and high-end bracket of beasts in there as well, diluting the amount of chimeras and plagued arachnids that you'll actually see. So with that in mind, if we don't have a single void stone in, then we'll have quite a few maps that are tier 4 and below. You do not want to do tier 5 maps because as soon as you start doing tier 5 maps, you add in more beasts. Tier 4 and below is the safe band of beasts where we don't get anything we don't want and we have the highest chance to get chimeras. Now, this is not something I could tell you ahead of time which map we'll be running because the atlas will change every single season, but I will put it in the description and I'll have a pinned comment on which maps are going to be good to do. The maps that we want to do are going to be ones with good layouts. So for example, last season in Crucible, the best map to run was Belfry. Now, you didn't do the boss, you simply just used it for the layout. And we just ran a giant circle around the whole thing, and then we just simply left. The nice thing about Belfry was it's linked to Strand, which is also a great map. We just want a map that's really easy to run through the whole thing and check the whole map. Because if we have a map such as Maze that branches in a bunch of different ways, we're going to have to do a lot of backtracking to check every corner of it for both essences and for beasts. We want a long, straight map that is super easy to do. Now, for map sustain, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be using a cartography scarab. Now, you don't need to do this. If you choose to go all the way to tier 16 map and unlock a bunch of favorited slots, the way you could do is you can pick up singular focus. And with singular focus, you'll have a really easy time to be able to sustain maps and you'll just be simply bouncing between 2. But because we're doing this at the start of the season where we aren't going to be able to have that, we are going to want to use a rested or a polished. Now, if you did go up to singular focus and your favorite map slots, you'll actually be able to use these as well to be able to have a massive extra bulk of maps to sell to people. And these maps will sell for quite a bit. They'll sell anywhere between 3 to 5 chaos. But if you don't have favorited slots, you're most likely going to need rested cartography scarabs to be able to have enough map sustain. And even if you do have enough map sustain without them, I still recommend using them because they're always profitable to run. In terms of the setup on the devices, once we do figure out which map we actually want to do, all we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting our map in. Now, with singular focus and with cartography scarabs, you don't even need to alch the maps. You can run them white. But at the start of the season, I would recommend to alchemy them, remove whatever bad mods your build can't do, and then you're simply going to just be putting in a cartography scarab and a Beastiary scarab. Now, ideally, we want to be using a polished Beastiary scarab because this is going to give us 2 additional red beasts versus a rested scarab. But you're going to have to look at the prices of these and see, is a polished scarab worth more than double of a rested scarab? Because this is 1 beast, this is 2 beasts. So if polished is at most twice the price of a rested, you should be using polished. Even if it's slightly more, you should still use it because it's going to overall make you more money than lose you money. But if it's something like triple the price of a rested Beastiary scarab, don't use it. But the only thing that we're going to need for this is going to be the maps that we're going to be self-sustaining and cartography and Beastiary scarabs. Now, don't use Einhar missions, or you could if you want to, but the scarabs are just better because even the rested one is going to give you an additional red beast. And then the last thing we need to do is we're going to be putting the essence map device option on every single map we do. This is going to give us 3 additional essences per map, and it's going to be where the bulk of the essences actually come from. Once we're in the map itself, all we're going to be doing is we're just going to be running around. We're going to be looking at all the beasts that are red. We don't care about the yellow beasts at all. You can completely skip them. And we're going to be doing all of the essences. Now, let's talk about how to do the essences first. So we're going to be bringing some remnants of corruption with us. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the essences that are on the monster. And if you see any purple essence, that is scorn, envy, misery, or dread, you are going to remnant of corruption it and hope that it turns into one of the 4 corrupted only essences. There's a few other good ones to also do. So for example, if you see any Shreaking Loathing, Greed, or Torment, those are also worth using a remnant corruption. What we're going to hope for those is that they're going to turn to Deafening. And then we're going to hope that one of the other essences on the monster are going to be Shrieking. If that's true, then we're going to get 2 Deafening essences for free, which are worth big money. All this will be in the description if you want a written out list. But the thing that you mostly just have to remember is just purple. If you forget everything else about what to corrupt, as long as you remember one of the four purple ones, you're going to be making substantially more money. Now for the beasts themselves, what we're going to be looking for, and it's going to take you a little bit to learn, are going to be the big purple spiders. They look just like the harvest spiders. And for chimerals, which are frogs. So you're looking for blue frogs and purple spiders. It's again going to take you a little bit to learn, but once you do know what you're looking for, you're simply going to be skipping every single red beast that isn't those 2. Even if you don't know what you're looking for, just simply look at the kind of animal it is. Is it a spider or a big frog? If they're not, then just simply skip it and move on. If it's a tiger or just a random avian monster or just anything that doesn't look anywhere close to a frog or a spider, just simply skip them. And over time, you will learn what the 2 look like. The next thing I want to talk about is how to actually cash out and how to make money from all of this. Now, we're going to be getting 2 primary products here, which is going to be beasts and essences. Now, let's talk about the beasts first. So personally, the easiest way I found to sell beasts is to just take 4 tabs. You're going to have 4 monsters that you're mostly going to get, which are going to be chimerals, spiders, and there's going to be 2 small ones that are worth 4 to 5 chaos. And these are going to be up to you if you want to sell them or not. But personally, I just have 4 tabs, 1 for chimerals, 1 for spiders, and then 2 for the other 2 as well, for Ferric Lynx alphas and Ferric Wolf alphas. And I just simply only put them in here. And then this way they'll be auto priced and people will just come and buy them. Now, the way we're going to be actually getting our beasts out is we're going to be hitting H, going to the Beastiary tab, and then typing this filter into the filter beast option. This will be in the description as well. And this is simply just a regex for Cryaic chimerals, for plagued arachnids, for lynx alphas, and for wolf alphas. What this is going to do is it's only going to show you the beasts that you actually want to catch. And what you're going to do is you're simply just going to go over to the Beastiary and you're going to talk to Einhar. And Einhar is going to sell you Beastiary orbs. And this is what you're going to be using to actually capture them. All you need to do is just buy a bunch. Then you are going to take these. And all you have to do is you just simply right click on the orb and then right click on the animal that you want to keep. Because this regex will show you everything, as soon as you have everything caught from here, all you can do is simply just go and look at all of your beasts, hover over the top left release option, and just start spam clicking and hitting enter. Enter will hit OK for you. And this is the way you're going to be cleaning up your menagerie once you have gotten everything you want out of it. Now, your menagerie can hold 1,000 beasts. And as soon as you do get 1,000 beasts in here, you'll start getting a bunch of chat messages in chat that says your beastiary is full, a animal has been deleted. Your beastiary is full, an animal has been deleted. As soon as you start seeing that, you really want to make sure you clean out your beastiary, because currently beastiary is bugged and it will not just delete a random yellow animal first before you only have reds. No, it'll actually delete random animals. So for example, it could just randomly delete a chimera, which are worth over a divine each. So as soon as you see that, just stop what you're doing or just finish up that map, clean up your menagerie, and then move on through mapping. Now for essences, essences are actually a little bit easier to sell. What we're going to want to do with the essences that we get is really simple. We're just going to be shoving all of them into our essence tab, and then we're going to be upgrading all of them to Shrieking. Now do not upgrade to Deafening. Later into the season, some of the essences are worth upgrading to Deafening, and a lot of people tell you to upgrade to Deafening, but do not upgrade to Deafening. You're simply just going to take all of your essences and just upgrade them all the way to Shrieking, and whichever Deafening essence you get by just random luck of your Remnants of Corruption are going to be the only ones you have. Once you have all of your essences at Shrieking or higher, all we're going to be doing is simply just coming over to PoE Stack, which is a tool that if you've never used before, is just like the bulk TFT tool. And we're going to be using this to sell all of our essences at once. This way we don't have to deal with trying to sell them one at a time to people. This is really easy to use. All you have to do is just log in and complete a really quick setup. They show you a step-by-step guide on how to do it. And then I'm going to use standard here for an example. All we're going to be doing is simply just picking our essence tab from the drop down on the left, and we're just going to be hitting load. This is going to take a second. And as long as your essence tab is set to public, is going to pull up all the information in it. Then we just want to swap it over from essences to essence high. Do not do essences, just do essence high. And this is just going to show every single essence that is available in your tab. Next, what we're going to be doing is we are just simply going to be changing the price on it. Now, it really depends on the season. It really depends on the time, but sometimes you can get 100%, sometimes you get 95, 90, 85 or so. Just play around with the price a little bit. And then you just simply click the post a TFT button. This will take all of your essences from here and it'll just automatically post it in the bulk TFT channel. After a few seconds, someone should come and message you. And then all you simply do is just go through, take out all the essences that are Deafening and Shrieking, and just start giving them in full inventories. And then they'll pay you upfront and you'll have all your money and everyone will be happy. This makes it substantially easier than having to just manually sell every single essence. And that's really it for the strategy. It's really, really simple to do. You just take your map, you put your 2 scarabs in, you kill all the essences, you kill all the beasts, you make your money, and then you just move on with your life and you enjoy the easiest moneymaker you'll probably see in PoE. The nice thing about this, because we're in low tier maps, we just never have to do any sort of difficult challenge. So realistically, any build can do this because the requirements for doing low tier maps is just very much negative. So if you're playing a build that requires a lot of money to scale, or if you just need something really easy to do while you pick up the essential items for your build, this is going to be the easiest way to make money. Now, with just essences alone in previous seasons, I've made somewhere around 4 to 5 div an hour in the first few days of the season. If we want to add beasts onto this, you're going to be making somewhere around maybe 6 to 7 divines an hour, which for the first week of the season is absolutely disgusting. And it's going to be substantially better than basically all other strategies. And it's going to be right on par with these super high-end strategies that are going to require you to be in tier 16. They're going to require you to use compasses and scarabs and so on and so forth. For how simple the strategy is, the fact that it's competitive with everything else is just overpowered. This most likely will be the strategy that I'll be doing, at least for the first few days of the season. And if you decide to do it yourself, I hope you make a lot of money with it. A lot of people have abused it, and a lot of people have been very, very happy with the results. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If there's anything that you're not so sure on, you could always come by my Twitch as well. I stream every single day, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions on there. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and enjoy your free money.